What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything tech related. And in today's episode we're going to be talking about load shedding. So if you stay in South Africa or any African country, this term is familiar, load shedding, where we have power cuts, right? But what causes this load shedding? So we'll be diving into that, and we'll also be giving you tips on how you can survive load shedding and also the measures that you can take so as to minimize your loss if you have any business that is dependent on electricity. So the main cause of load shedding is insufficient power generation, whereby the demand will be too high for the power that you'll be generating. This is because of a lot of different factors. If you just compare the gadgets that we have 20 years back and the gadgets that need electricity today, you see that there's been an increase in the number of people that are using electricity. So if the power generation utilities were not being upgraded to match that demand, you will have load shedding. And also there are some seasons whereby you need more electricity. For example, when you're in winter, people tend to use things like heaters, and that will also increase the demand of electricity. So that's also another cause of load shedding. So there are a lot of causes, but we're not going to dwell into all of them. We're just going to talk about the main causes of load shedding. Another one is technical failures as well and repairs. So if, let's say there are 10 power stations in your country, right? And then maybe 2 of them are not working at 100%. It means there is going to be a decrease in the power being generated in that country. And that will definitely result in low overall power generation. So that will lead to load shedding. And these are things that we can't really control as ordinary citizens, right? This is up for politicians, this is up for people that are in government or that are in that particular position. But what can I do as an individual that is maybe a small business? What can I do to survive if there is load shedding? So the best way of surviving load shedding is by planning ahead. If you know that there's going to be load shedding maybe at 4 p.m., plan ahead. And here there are some things that I've written down that can help you in planning ahead. So number one, keep all devices charged. We have gadgets like laptops, we have gadgets like smartphones, and if there is power, be sure to charge all those devices so that when there's load shedding, you'll be able to use those devices maybe for emergency purposes or for entertainment purposes, so that the impact of load shedding will be minimum to you. And number two, always keep food that does not need to be cooked before you eat. Things like tinned food, like snacks, so that if there is a longer period of load shedding, you won't have any problems with food, especially when you have children. And when you're stocking food as well, stock all the perishables in small amounts. Things like meat, don't overbuy meat, just buy enough meat maybe for a week or so, so that if there is load shedding, you won't experience much loss. And number three, place flashlights on places that are easy to reach even if it gets dark. So there are times whereby load shedding will happen during the night. So make sure to put all those flashlights or emergency lighting on places that are easy to reach. And everyone in your household should know all those places where you put the emergency lights. And the last one is just a precaution to protect all your electronic gadgets, especially when you do not have a surge protector. Once power goes off, switch off all electronic gadgets, switch all the switches so that when power comes back, you won't have any problems. So these are some of the things that you can do to minimize the impact of load shedding on your household. All right, but if you have enough money, you can also employ the following measures. Number one, use backup power sources like the UPS, that's the uninterruptible power supply. And with this one now, you can support things like lights, refrigerators, fans, TVs, computers, printers, and all those different gadgets. But it all depends with the UPS that you will have bought and installed. So when you're planning to buy a UPS, right, you should talk to a company that is reputable and explain to them fully the devices that you want to use with the UPS, because they have different capacities and they have to quote you on the right gadget that you really want. Otherwise, you end up buying maybe a UPS that is too big for what you want to use it for, and you end up overpaying for nothing. Or you can buy a UPS that is too small for what you want to use it for. So you talk to a reputable electrician, and that person will explain to you fully on how to buy the UPS and the exact UPS that you might need. And number two, you can also get yourself a solar panel system. And if it's for residential purposes, usually you get panels that will give you about 5 kilowatts of power. And you can always get more panels, right? You can actually cover the whole roof with solar panels. It all depends with what you have at your house and the number of gadgets that you want to use the solar panels for. And before you install your solar panels, there are some things that you have to consider. Things like the weather conditions in your area. This is solar. So it means wherever you put your solar panel, there should be a clear path to the sun so that you'll be able to harvest that solar energy. And then cloud cover as well. There are some areas where it's always cloudy. So if you live in an area like that, there is no need for you to get a solar panel because you install it for nothing. And you should also do proper research on high efficiency panels. There are useless panels out there, so go to a reputable company that will give you reputable brands on solar panels. And last but not least, you can also buy a generator, but before you buy, you have to know exactly the power output that you want from that generator so that you'll be able to choose wisely. And then the fuel type as well. There are some people that prefer a diesel one. There are some that will choose the petrol one. So you should decide on the fuel type as well. And then portability. So let's say that you want to use a generator whereby you take it outside only when there's load shedding and then you put it back. So that should be a factor as well. That should help you decide on the generator to buy. Otherwise, if you buy a very big generator, it won't be portable. It won't be easy for you to move it from maybe point A to point B. And then noise levels as well. We have different generators with different noise levels. Usually when you're in a residential area, it will be easy, it will be wiser for you to get a generator that is less noisy. Otherwise, you have complaints from your neighbors. And then brands as well. You should choose a brand that is reputable. That's a very big factor. Get a brand that you know. Don't just go and buy something that is cheap out there. You have problems. Buy from a reputable shop that can give you a good warranty. Usually on gadgets like generators, you might get a 1-year warranty or 2-year warranty. With that, you know that you are safe. If anything happens to your generator, you can always go back to that shop and they will either repair for you for free or they will replace with a working one. So this is it, guys. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any question, just write your question in the comment section and we'll come back to you answering that question. And if this was your first time coming to this channel, go down there and click on subscribe and also hit that bell so that you see all our future videos. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you have liked this video. My name is the Duke of Tech. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.